back in this country and the presidential contest underway. The 2016 Republican presidential hopefuls are trying to stir up support in New Hampshire today. The First in the Nation Leadership Summit continues in the Granite State with no fewer than 20 candidates lining up for the Republicans. Events like this are important for the candidates to set themselves apart from one another. Our own campaign Carl Cameron joining us now live from Nashua, New Hampshire with the very latest on all the activities taking place in the Granite State. Carl?
Hi there, Uma. This is the very First in the Nation Summit. First in the Nation referring to the Granite State's First in the Nation leadoff primary, which will take place in early February of next year. They have never had a crowd this big at any kind of an event like this in New Hampshire, or for that matter in Iowa or South Carolina this early. 21 candidates. A lot of them are considered sort of fringy. They are not likely to go very far in this process. It can get costing into the hundreds of millions of dollars pretty quickly. So some of them won't make it, but some of them are going to, and this is all part of the kick-off to it. We've already heard from the likes of Jeb Bush, who yesterday was asked if he would be a rhino, a Republican in name only, by a Republican here from New Hampshire who was concerned that there's going to be a coronation on the Democratic side and that she didn't want one on the Republican side, in talking to Jeb Bush. Today we're going to hear from Scott Walker. We've already heard from Rand Paul, the Kentucky senator who announced his candidacy a week ago. He has a bit of a libertarian streak, talks about it a lot, very popular here in New Hampshire where the motto is live free or die. And he talked a great deal today about his differences with fellow Republicans, in particular when it comes to foreign policy. Watch.
The other Republicans will criticize the president and Hillary Clinton for their foreign policy, but they would have just done the same thing just 10 times over. Every one of the ones who criticized me wanted troops on the ground, our troops on the ground in Libya. I think it was a mistake to be in Libya. We are less safe. Jihadists swim in our swimming pool now. It's a disaster. We should have never been there.
Some critics call Rand Paul an isolationist. He says that's not true. However, he has, in recent weeks, sort of altered some of his positions. Having been against big defense spending, he's proposed increases. Having been against foreign aid, he's proposed extensions of it. And he says it's not because he's changing his libertarian stripes, that he has always been one who believes in American security and a strong military. He just thinks that it's too often being used for political purposes and not for real policy needs. And Carly Fiorina, who's on the stage right now, wrapping up her address, the businesswoman who's running in this, just a short while ago, again wowed the crowd with her criticisms of Hillary Clinton. And she talked at one point about having been asked on Fox News, she said, about whether or not hormones might make it difficult for a woman to be president. And she turned around and she said, like that's never been the case with a man. A specific but oblique reference, perhaps, to Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. Carly Fiorina's attacks on Hillary Clinton have gotten a lot of attention in the Republican Party, in part because she's a woman. And she's frankly a little tired of being identified only as that, and is working pretty hard to show that she is a woman of accomplishment. And contrasting herself to Hillary Clinton, she frequently says, this is a woman who, as Secretary of State and as a senator, has no accomplishments, anything like what Carly Fiorina has, Uma.
Very interesting. And we have many more candidates to go who are going to jump in over the next few weeks and a couple of months away, right?
It's interesting, Uma. We have now 3 announced candidates who are actually declared and on the campaign trail as such. There's Ben Carson, who has an exploratory committee underway. He's still testing the waters. Rick Santorum has formed a, quote, testing the waters committee, which is also registered in the FEC. That language is part of the legal term of art. So there's a lot of candidates who now have registered with the government saying they're considering a candidacy. There are 3 who are candidates, 4 if you count Hillary Clinton. And there are about a dozen out there who haven't made up their minds. The irony being that they are at least thinking about running for president, and they are standing on a stage that refers to the First in the Nation primary. Being on it means they're supposed to be a candidate. Some of them haven't filed with the FEC. This could prompt some complaints from people that they're technically not right with the law.
Yeah, there you go.
Small
all right.
thing, but it could matter.
All in the name of presidential politics. All right. Thank you so much, Campaign Carl. Yep. Always great to see you.
Thank you.